Hey guys, it is Karen. It's Thursday. Am I done with Clue 2? No, I'm not. But I'm making good progress and I just wanted to pop on and show you how it's going and check in. So, this is my Clue 2. This is the right side. Section 5. I'm back to where I was before I ripped out. So I'm at about row 20. I think I had to rip back when I was at row 17 or 14 or somewhere in there. So I've made it past a little bit further than where I was. I finally just broke down and put stitch markers around the cable sections so that I didn't screw it up again. And you guys, it's so much easier and faster. Like, why did I not do that the first time? So each time there's a cable section or one of those little in-between purl sections, I just put stitch markers, and now my brain doesn't have to keep track or try to read my knitting or any of that. And so it's been actually going really well. It's pretty relaxing at this point. It is hard to screw up once you got the stitch markers in, so highly recommend. And I'm just gonna power through. I am gonna finish section 5 today. I know it's a lot. It's already like late morning, but I don't have a lot going on today, and I think I'm just gonna power through and get this done today. Then I can move on to Clue 3, and I know Clue 4 dropped this morning. I have not watched the video yet. I'm gonna at least get through Clue 2 before I see how the shawl ends up. So I'll finish this up today, get started on Clue 3. I'll probably just pick up, there's like 20 stitches or so you have to pick up to start Clue 3. And then watch Clue 4 and check in with how I'm feeling about how the shawl is gonna end up. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're still at it, or if you're not at it, at least you're following along with those of us that are slogging on with this MKAL. I'll check in a little bit. Hi there, it is Thursday afternoon and I have finally finished Clue 2. So I've got both cable sections, the lighter pink, done, one on that side and the identical one on this side. And I'm ready to go on to Clue 3, just in time for Clue 4, which has already dropped. Although I have to admit I have not had a chance to watch the video. So I'm gonna get right to it and cast on for Clue 3, because I'm gonna have to like fly through that, which makes me nervous because I've seen a lot of folks saying they had to rip back a bunch of times. So cross your fingers, I'm not one of those. As it is, I got to row 33 of my last section, which is the last row before the bind off. And I just was like powering through. I was in a good rhythm, just kind of in the groove knitting, and I didn't even look down at the pattern. And I forgot that last row, you have to knit a bunch of knit two togethers instead of just the regular pattern. So got all the way to the end and was like, okay, time for a bind off, and realized I had to tink back that last row and do it again. But it didn't matter, it didn't take that long, and I got through it. I got through the I-cord bind off. So wait, is this one or is that the last? I think that's the other side. I think I was working on this one. Okay, such a pretty bind off. And actually, so I still think my pickup right here is pretty ugly. I could not fix it at all to save my life. But if you look at the wrong side, like, that looks great. So, I'll just have to wrap it in such a way that you see the wrong side of that part, because the right side is pretty janky. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna get on to Clue 3. And anytime I finish a section, I fall in love with the shawl all over again, and I really love working on it. So I'm gonna just ride that motivation and get through as much of Clue 3 as I can before I crash and burn. I assume that Clue 4 is a lot of knitting, because I was looking at my yarn and I have a lot left. I have almost an entire 100-gram skein, well, not quite, I guess, of the contrast color. That's what I was using for the cable section. I have a whole lot, like I believe an entire skein of my main color. Of course, I didn't weigh it, but I mean, you can tell they're pretty big. And then I've hardly used any of the color pop. I mean, whoever thought dark brown would be a pop, but that's what we've got. So I've got a lot of yarn to get through. Either I'm gonna have a ton of leftovers, or I have so much knitting left. So I'm gonna work on Clue 3, maybe pop in the video and see where we're headed. I'll check back in a little bit. Hey, it's been forever and a day since I checked in, so I just thought I'd give a quick check on the MKAL. But before I do, I can show you why it took so long. Look who we got. This is Alonzo. Don't ask. I think he's named after a basketball player. I don't actually get to name the pets in my family. So he's super cute. He's 4 months old. Look up, look up. I'm trying to get him to look at the camera. He is looking for treats. I know. So I picked him up yesterday on Halloween. Oh, hi. This is Max. This is Big Brother. Come on over. Come on over, Max. So, here, come say hi. Oh my gosh, can I hold both dogs? Hi. They're so cute. Okay. I picked him up yesterday. So I had spent all day yesterday driving to Michigan and back to get my dog. Before you come at me in the comments, all my previous dogs before Max were adult rescues, and I super love rescue dogs, but our house is really high energy, and my children love dogs, but they love like with an incredible intensity. And I just know that if my previous rescue dogs came into this house as it is now, they would not have been comfortable. So for now, we did get puppies, but I do imagine that my next round of dogs will be rescues again, because they are the loveliest dogs. Because by then my kids will be grown up or out of the house, or at least not like so wild, feral. So I haven't knit at all because I've been trying to deal with this guy. He's kind of a barker, and I think he likes yarn, and he's definitely not into the routine of like hanging out on the couch real chill and sleeping 18 hours a day, which is sort of Max's MO. So I'm hoping he gets into the swing of what dogs in our house are supposed to do, because right now it is pandemonium. So I'm all that to say I am a little bit behind on my MKAL. But I'll show you where I am. So I finished Clue 2, and then I'm like embarrassed even to show it. This is what I have of Clue 3, which is totally underwhelming on camera. Oh wait, that's the back. Okay, that's even worse on the wrong side. This is what I've got. It does not look like a lot on camera, but it's really pretty in person. I know it's dark yarn, so it's hard to see the traveling cable, but in person it does really show up. I mean, it's looking see-through. Ugh. Well, use your imagination. It looks really good. I have not messed it up. I don't think it's very challenging. I have cabled without a cable needle previously, so I think it's moving along pretty quickly when I actually do have time to knit. I had a swim meet this past weekend, so I brought it with me, and I was able to get that portion done on Sunday. I was not able to knit at all on Saturday because my son's swim team has a family volunteer commitment requirement, which means you have to work at a certain amount of the swim meets to get your family's points for the year. So I volunteered to be a timer for the Saturday day of the meet. And I'm only saying this has nothing to do with knitting, but if you are a swim parent and you find yourself in this situation, do not ever sign up to be a timer. I feel like I was completely bamboozled. There are a whole bunch of different volunteer positions. Like you can work the merchandise table, you can be the volunteer coordinator, I don't even know. But timing was one of the things that was put out there for like a good entry level position for people who don't know anything about anything. And I was like, that's me to a T. So I signed up. It's horrible. Don't ever pick the timer position. What it means is for 4 hours, that was my shift, I had to stand. I was responsible for one lane. So I had to stand at the edge of the pool deck. So I got super soaked. And I had 2 stopwatches, and I just had to like record a backup time in case the automated system failed. But that meant every, minute at the longest, but more recently, or more likely every 40 seconds or every 35 seconds or whatever, I had to like click the time on and then wait for the swimmer to come in and watch them touch the wall and click the time off and then write down my time and then start the next one. And like, if you've ever been to a swim meet, there is no break between one heat to the next and one race to the next. And so it was just like 4 hours of like being an air traffic controller. It was super stressful. There were no chairs, there were no snacks. 2 of my requirements for most of the work that I do. Oh my gosh, dogs. It is like wild kingdom. It is wild kingdom in this house. Stop wrestling. So all this to say, I did no knitting at all on Saturday. And I would have sold my soul for a breakfast bar halfway through my shift. But I made it. And I think we're good for volunteer points until January. So I'm gonna be on the ball and sign up for the merchandise table where you get chairs and snacks. I learned my lesson on that one. So what else is going on? Not a lot. I'm gonna try to get through Clue 3. Today is Tuesday, so I'd like to finish up Clue 3 by Thursday. That would mean it took me a week. Oh, I am sorry for the dog wrestling that is happening. It's funny, but it's loud. I looked at the video for Clue 4, and you guys, I love it. I love it so much. I cannot wait to get to it. It's the only thing that's getting me through Clue 3, because it's sort of like, it's pretty tedious going back and forth with those tiny little cables. But I do really like the way that the shawl ended up. People have been complaining that the shawl, as it's finished, is not actually that deep. But I love that because I'm pretty short, and sometimes a really deep shawl is just completely overwhelming, and it's more like a cape than a shawl. So I actually really like the long and skinny aspect of it. I think it'll be just right. I don't think it'll turn out too thin. So I can't wait to get to Clue 4. I don't know what everybody else is thinking about it. I really am excited about the way that it's ending up. Sorry, I keep looking over there because my dogs are wrestling. Okay. I'm going to go and get to it, and I'll check back in. I'm going to post this so that it doesn't go too long without a post, and then I'll check back in again when I'm into Clue 4, so you can see the finished Clue 3, and I'll sort of let you know how it's going with Clue 4. I don't know if anyone else is still watching these because, I mean, technically the MKAL's over. But I figure there has to be a lot of people who just could not keep up because that pace was frantic. So if anybody wants to check in and see how Clue 4 is going, that's great. If you're over it and you don't want to hear about the MKAL anymore, that's great too. Just check back in if I ever finish this because I'll get back to the regular podcasting schedule so that we can talk about some other projects that I really want to get started. But I'm going to go ahead and post this and get cracking on Clue 3. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, I know I said I was going to post after the last video, but I didn't. So lucky you. I got a little bit further on the shawl, so I'll show you where I'm at. This is my first band, the first half of Clue 3. And it's curling a ton, but I guess that's normal. I think it'll straighten out once I start picking up stitches. The traveling cables look really pretty, but it just is impossible to see on camera because of the dark yarn. But take my word for it, they look really good. It's super long. There we are. And so I finished the first side and I'm a little bit into the second side. But that's the back. Not that you can tell because it just looks brown. But that's the second side. So I have a bunch to go, but I've not given up. I've been watching a lot of podcasters and YouTubers saying like, forget it. I made my shawl into like a tea cozy or something because I'm just over it, or they're frogging it. But I'm not going to frog it. I'm not going to give up. I'm making good progress. I just, tons of other things are going on outside of knitting. And it's just, I feel like once you get past Halloween, then all of a sudden it is Christmas. So I got to get my life in order for the holidays so that I don't, because like you blink and then Santa's here. So, okay, in other news, I got this book in the mail that I pre-ordered a million years ago. I forgot that I even pre-ordered it, and imagine my surprise and delight when it arrived. It is Close Knit by Laerke. It was originally written in Danish, and I was eagerly awaiting it to be translated into English, and here it is. So I don't know if you know Laerke, but she's super cool. I mean, like way cooler than I am. And she is a knitter and knitwear designer based out of Denmark, I believe. I think so. And her stuff is super fun and irreverent and interesting. Sorry, so like here's an example. Look at this ridiculous dress. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't wear it, but I do love it. Some of her sweaters though, I would definitely make and wear. So I'm gonna show you the one that is on my list. Sorry, of course I didn't mark it ahead of time. Okay, the ones that I like all have kind of this silhouette. They're like really wide and oversized and scrappy and cool. this is the, what is this? Of course, I'm not even in the pattern section. I'm in like the techniques section. Hang on, let me get to where they actually have names. There's one that I love, which if you watched my podcast previous, you will have heard me gush about because I saw it on Instagram and was like, oh my God, what is this? Who is this designer? I love it. Okay, I cannot find it. Oh my God, look at these kid outfits. Look at these kid outfits. Could I ever get my girls to wear that? Probably not. But it looks amazing. That's the Lulu sweater dress. Oh my God. I want to make that for me. Okay, the No Limit sweater. This is the No Limit sweater. I do love it. That's not the one that I'm talking about, but you kind of get the vibe. It's like really kind of like street style, anything goes, like really colorful, really interesting. Okay, here's the one that I was thinking of. It's called the ombre. Oh, it was the exact one I showed you. It's called the ombre t-shirt, but the version that I was thinking of was this one down in the corner that is like black and then fades into this hot pink. I mean, I wouldn't probably pick those exact colors, but like it's not even black, it's like rainbow. Oh my God, check that out. I love that so much. I love the neckline, I love the shape, I love the colors. I just think it looks like really amazing. I just really want to cast on. I don't even know what you need to cast on. It looks fluffy. I don't know. The patterns in this book are really more like recipes than patterns. I think there are a ton of words, but not a lot of actual instruction. I looked through the book really quick at breakfast and was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to use my brain for this one. But I'm excited. I wanna finish my MKAL because I'm sort of over it and I wanna move on to a bunch of other cool and exciting things. But hang on, there was one other thing I really wanted to show you. Where is it? Okay, she has a whole chapter on loop pile knitting, which just is like freaking crazy fur. Look at that. I mean, I am not nearly cool enough to wear something like that, but like somebody is. Look how amazing that is. Oh, what is this even called? I don't even know. This is, oh, it doesn't even have a name. This is one of my first fur jackets. Okay, this is crazy loop fur. There is a pattern for it. Oh my God, you guys, I could look at these pictures all day. Like, what? Don't you want to make that? I do want to make that. I'm not going to make that, but I could. Maybe I could make it for my kids. They're not going to wear that. But like, I think it looks even better in blue. Can you see that blue one? What? This book is amazing. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get into it and see what there is to make. I don't know. I feel like this is a really exciting time to be in the knitting community because it's not just grandmas and it's not just like regular, sweater patterns and sort of conservative old school Fair Isle stuff, but there's a lot of really interesting kind of streetwear that is knitwear. So I don't know. I'm excited to try it. I probably won't get to it until December. I have to finish the MKAL first because if I cast on a single other thing, I'll never finish. So I'm gonna keep going with that. I have to do that one band and then I can move on to clue 4 and do that stripey bit. I'm excited about the stripey bit. I like garter stripes. It decreases down, so the rows should be going faster. That's usually pretty motivating. And then I finally watched the whole video through and didn't just cheat to the end and check out the finished product. And there's a shorter version of the shawl where you just kind of do the twisted rib and then in the stripey section and then bind off. And then there's kind of a longer version with this weird center portion. I don't like the center portion, so it kind of looks like a bib. I don't know. I'm not into it. So, which is great because I also would like to finish. So the fact that I don't really like the way that looks and I get to bind off sooner if I don't do it, it's like win-win. So once I get through the second band, then I'll do my stripey section on the side and the twisted rib and like MKAL 2022 in the books. You know, sounds fast when you say it out loud. And then when you're on your 4th repeat of like rows 3 to 49 and you're like, oh my God, I'm still going. It is less exciting. I'm still glad I'm doing it. I do like the way that it looks. I love my colors. I'm glad I dyed up some of them myself. And I just wanna, I wanna see it through to the end. So let me know how you're doing. If you're working on the MKAL, are you gonna stick with it? Are you over it? Do you hate MKALs altogether and didn't even try it? All views are valid. Okay, that's all. For real, I'm gonna post this and I'll check in with you next week. Take care, happy knitting.
Alonzo! Oh, did I wake you up? Oh, sorry. Sorry to disturb you, sir. You are too cute.